Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Show. I'm your host, Andrew James, and today I'm pleased to have with us, joining me today in studio for the first time, my co-host, Cheyenne Ovamalo Walsh.
Thank you, Andrew, for having me. It is a privilege. And I want to introduce our guest today. It's the talented and beautiful Omeyana Hamilton-Dummet. Welcome to our studios, Omeyana. And we want to hear about all that you've been doing and all that you have planned, all of your plans that you have for Mackenzie High School.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, both Andrew as well as Cheyenne. It's a pleasure to be on the show, just as, to contribute what we can contribute to our network of Mackenzie High School past students as well as our current students. So,
Excellent.
Very great invitation.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Omeyana. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your experience as it relates to your time at Mackenzie High School, please?
Okay. Well, you know my name. My name is everyone would have known me as Omeyana Hamilton. I am a practicing attorney at law, and I would have started Mackenzie High School in 1993, and I left in 1998. I spent those years were wonderful years at Mackenzie High School, and it would have prepared me for everything else in life and would have formed a very integral part of the foundation, that prepared me, as I said.
Excellent. Knowing that there's a lot of groups all over represented in one Mackenzie High School, what would you say is something we can do as a means of working together, if I may put you in the spot and ask you that question?
Okay, the thing about it is that in order for us to have traction, there must be there must be a great amount of collaboration and synergy between all of the groups, the social groups that we have online, as well as the more formalized group. There has to be some degree of synergy, as I said, and collaboration. So what I'm interested in and what I would implore everyone, past students particularly, from whether it is the 1980s or the 1970s, the 90s crew, 2000s, whomever it is, whatever umbrella, whether you're North American chapter, Guyanese chapter, whatever, that we join hands, join the vision, just to make sure, especially during these times that we're in, to make sure that the school's agenda and our current students are being catered to, supported, and given the best environment for development. That is my main concern and my main contribution, that we are collaborating closely and having some synergy to make sure that our goal is accomplished.
Excellent. Nicely said. Based on what you said there in terms of us collaborating, working together, and developing a sense of cohesion, if I may, I will put you on the spot and ask you to ask me a question. I think I've done this before, and as someone who has made significant contributions to Mackenzie High School, I would love to give you that opportunity to ask me a question, if I may. Go ahead, Omeyana.
One question or more than one question?
I really don't like answering questions, so I'll say let's just settle for one for now.
Well, I like asking questions. That's the thing about it. People pay me to do that. Anyway, let me get serious. Okay, that one question, just as pertains to your efforts generally, as well as particularly hosting this talk, is the content for this talk available for all groups to share? One. And this is one question you said, but the question has many parts.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I'll put you on the spot. Go ahead with your different parts, and I'll give you an holistic direct.
Well, you see,
okay,
your answer,
sure.
yeah,
So,
your answer will dictate whether I ask any follow-up questions.
Sure. So to answer your question, I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can give you an example as it relates to the Mackenzie High School Alumni Association Guyana chapter. Mm-hmm. They have recently featured one of our best interviews we did on autism. And I noticed last night I received a notification that they are actually featuring the video we did with Gordon Mosley, showcasing and emphasizing the importance of folks who are in the position to promote and to support the tablet drive.
Okay, so that no group is barred from, because as I said, you're interviewing Mackenzie High School alumni, so that no group is barred from sharing whatever content and interviews that you conduct, basically. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Okay, great. All right, that's it. See, one question. That's it.
I think sure, and I think we'll turn it over to Cheyenne Watch.
I think, you know, that it's good that we can all collaborate. I mean, we have one purpose, and one purpose is to assisting the Mackenzie High School students. You know, one thing I had suggested as well is that we do a stationery drive, and we actually, you know, that is underway, and you know, we're looking for more donors. I mean, the more the better. If we can all, like, you know, come together and pool our monies, and yeah, all the alumni, it would be great for all of us to get together and just make it one big donation pool, rather than it just being from one set of people. So collaboration is always great, and that's one of the things that I've spoken to you about, Andrew, and to other people from the different alumni, that, you know, we definitely need to work together in order to make this whole thing work. So
great. This morning I was in conversation with Mr. Liverpool, Kieran Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
He owns and operates, I wouldn't say owns, but he operates a charitable organization out of Texas. This organization does have the 501(c)(3) status, which will enable, I guess, people, donors to receive a tax receipt. And he has agreed to work with myself and the admin of our group to ensure that folks who are wanting to donate will receive a tax receipt if they are in need of receiving one of those. I guess just because Cheyenne is new to the show, Cheyenne, I'll put you on the floor and just ask you if you want to close us off, or if you want to perhaps put me or Omeyana on the hot seat and ask us one final question, just to we can wrap it up.
So Omeyana, I have one question for you. What would you do, or what can we do to benefit current students of Mackenzie High School? Like, what suggestions do you have? You know, I am bursting with, you know, I have all of these answers, but I just want to put it out. You know, I just want to ask you, like, what do you suggest we do to help these students? Because we know what we, you know, for example, me, I'm just gonna, you know, when I was at Mackenzie High School, I was fortunate. I was fortunate because, you know, I had my stepmom who assisted me, you know, yearly or annually with stationery. I had my great aunt, you know, that lived in Canada that assisted as well. So I was, you know, I was fortunate. I didn't have to, like, you know, worry about acquiring stuff at the end of the year. So I just want to know, like, what can we do to assist these students, or students of Mackenzie High School, and teachers, because we do need to help them as well.
There are multiple things that we can do. The first thing, I guess, would be the most urgent thing, because of the dynamics that COVID has basically brought about. Everybody is, especially as relates to schooling, everyone is at home. Is therefore means that one of the prime things that has to be done is the provision of tablets, for example. People need that. People also need reliable internet. If, you know, you can make hubs, internet hubs within certain communities to ensure that our students not only have physical tablets, but also reliable access to internet. And that is expensive in Guyana, as well as sometimes it's hard to come by. So tablets are very important, reliable internet. However, we can assist to do that, whether it is that we make a contribution to a community center and you allow people to access that. Well, for now, a community center going to that will not be the best thing, except there be social distancing. But whatever it is, as I said, it has to be along the line of technology and kind of equalizing access to technology, not only for students, but even for teachers, by giving tablets and devices that will be able to deliver the education that they need, as well as for the teachers to be able to give that, which means Wi-Fi as well as devices. And also, in terms of contribution, one of the things that I believe, apart from giving people hardware, they also have to get soft skills. We need, as human beings, even as an adult, I need to improve on my soft skills. And one of the ways that we can improve on our soft skills in terms of accomplishing whatever it is that might be our purpose and our dreams is that we have to have people who are willing to kind of show us the way to get there. And I do believe that we have an amazing pool of persons who are skilled in amazing ways. Not only, I mean, sometimes we look for lawyers and doctors and the professions that we believe are creme de la creme, but it's not always that. We also need people who are farmers, agronomists, mechanics, you know, people who are great with their hands, people who run their own businesses, who are cooking, who are doing makeup, all of these things. What I'd like to see is that our network is grown, and it can also facilitate our current students being able to access those skills and also being taught how to maximize their internal and individual potential. So that is something that I am also very passionate about, that we as a group encourage through, whether it is talking or mentoring, whatever it is, shows like these, encourage our students that, okay, you can move from point A to point B and beyond that.
Well said, well said.
Textbooks are essential. The textbooks are up there in terms of importance, and they're also very expensive.
Right.
So even as, for example, you're trying to provide hardware in terms of technology. Yes, Google is there, but I was having this discussion actually very recently, that textbooks still remain the main learning resource, or one of the most important and pivotal learning resources for students. So if it is that we can sponsor students for purchasing of textbooks, biology books, whatever books that they really need, because those books are expensive. I can tell you, because my parents used to take us to Austin's to get those books, and those books are expensive.
Yeah.
So I would want us to find out, you know, what the books are. We might not be able to do 1,000 books, but we can do 100 books, or we can do 10 books. Even if you can do one book to one student, a core textbook or a good textbook, that will improve that student's chance of passing, and not just barely passing. If they can use that textbook well, it can increase their chances of doing exemplary. Because I can tell you, I use my textbooks, and it really helped me. To this day, I'm an actual page turner type of person. I love to feel my pages and turn my pages. That's just me.
Excellent discussion. I think we're just up against time. Sharon, just in support of your stationary drive, and you're more than welcome to put your information onto our group page and work with Omeyana and the other stakeholders to ensure that the information do get out to folks in wanting to support and be a part of that drive. Just as far as I can do, someone recently donated 2 signal boosters to help me with my show, and I'll be more than happy to pass those on to you, and if we can get them to Mackenzie High School, as Omeyana said, to ensure that we have proper signal throughout the school. So students, if they want to drop by and use the internet there, they can do that, given the current COVID situation that we have throughout the world. Guys, on behalf of the Mackenzie High School North American chapter, the admin of the chapter, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for joining us and being a part of this great show. Have a good night. God bless you and stay safe.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thanks.